Welcome to the Battleground Commanders. This is SithJaeger, and this is my first group battle video. We have our lineup in place. Let's get the match started. So we're going to be in for a ranked resource battle on the Marshall map. Now, playing group battles is one of the greatest features in Tank Legion. You can play with any player, regardless of what legion they're in, and you can play on almost every battle mode the game has to offer. You can play in regular battles, ranked battles, and even the event battles offered under the event mode tab. It's a feature that I strongly encourage everybody to take part in as soon as they can. We get the indication that the Duke wants us to capture point C, so we're going to start moving towards point C. We see all the reds off in the distance, and just as we cross point B, we hear the air raid siren. We see the smoke in the distance. Slow down the action for the bombers flying overhead. You gotta know where the smoke falls. If you hear that siren and you don't know where the smoke is, move. Don't want to take any unnecessary damage, especially in ranked battles. We do notice that our teammate captured point C. There are a couple of things that you have to remember anytime you're playing with a group. You need to be familiar with your tank and its capabilities. Obviously, if we were in a heavy tank, we wouldn't have pushed all the way across the map to try to capture point C. And you also need to learn what kind of tactics your teammates like to use. Some like to try to capture resource points and maintain those points long enough to get to fill the gauge up to 1,000, or some like to move in a swarm. So just to play with your groups a couple of times and learn their tactics. One of the most important things, though, is to not get hung up on where you place in the match. I'm sure that most players will tell you they would rather have you come in last place with a win than come in first place with a loss, especially when you're playing ranked battles. Here you can see we are trying to take out some reds, trying to do some damage. Sirens are going off again. We get a second payload and a third. Still not enough to take out any of those medium or heavy tanks in the center where resource point B is. We don't want to expose ourselves, so we're going to try to take off some of these tanks that are toward the edge of the grouping in the center. Each one has, I believe, over 10,000 points. I'm going to take several hits to take any one of them out. Currently, we have 1 kill. They have 2. They are starting to capture the third point. We're going to change our directions and try to prevent that from happening. Currently, we are even at about 600 resource points each. Now they are capturing their third resource point, and we need to take some action. You have to get up to 1,000. You need to pay attention to the gauge. Here we try to take out a red. Gonna have to wait for the reload and a second shot to see if we can finish him off. Hopefully we don't get a ricochet. We don't, and we start to move in. Quick look around. We see TK in the distance. Don't see any reds. Our indicators indicate that they are to our right and now in our front. Quick look at the gauge, and I noticed that it's starting to blink. That lets us know that they have at least 800 resource points, and you got to make the decision: should we capture and hope that we can capture the other points and overcome their lead, or do we need to try to get rid of these reds that are remaining? I make the decision to go after this red here, get the double kill. Somebody else killed another red, and just like that, we are back down to 1 red, and we are starting to capture 2 and now 3 of the resource points. Looks like we have the game in hand. Got to finish off this last tank. Use a force move on the tank to push him away from the structure. Actually, that was probably just a glitch. I am a huge Star Wars fan. It's going to look like it's going to take us 1 more shot to get the kill. The game is over. Let's see how we did. We come in second place. The Duke, MVP of the game. But we get the win. We get the 13 points. And we get the points to our crew members and a couple of rewards. Here's what we did individually, and here's what we did on the overall leaderboard. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more group battles, or if you have any questions about the game. As always, feel free to join our Legion Jaegers. Until next time, SithJaeger out.